Hello everyone, this is Neha, your GIS coach. So in this video, we are going to work on shapefiles and how shapefiles are used in GIS software. The shapefile was created by ESRI team, the software vendor that makes the ArcGIS suite of GIS software. The shapefile was first introduced in the early 1990s with the debut of ArcView 2. So here is the agenda. So before working on any data, it is necessary to understand the background of that data, like what is the format and which software is suitable to analyze this data. So before starting with the practical session, we should understand what is shapefile and how it is used in our GIS software. The shapefile format is now a common format for storing vector GIS data. Shapefiles store non-topological vector data along with related attribute data. For example, shapefiles can be directly read by a number of GIS software programs such as ArcGIS and QGIS, and also some other software that I have listed in this slide. So despite its name indicating a singular file, a shapefile is actually a collection of at least three basic files like .shp, .shx and .dbf. So these are mandatory files. All the three files must be present in the same directory for them to be viewable. There may be additional files such as a .prj with the shapefile's projection information. So commonly, shapefiles are compressed in a zip format for transfers such as emailing as an attachment or via a website download. So all shapefiles must have the same name but have different extensions. So there are three required files that at a minimum make up a shapefile. Like for example, if I am using a water body, so what I'll do is I'll just save it a name like a water GIS data, like set must have the minimum set of files. So like water.shp, water.shx and water.dbf. So these three minimum files are, like if we consider .shp, it is a mandatory main file it is. So a direct access variable record length file in which each record describes a shape with a list of its vertices. And considering .shx, it is also a mandatory file. It is called an index file. So in the index file, each record contains the offset of the corresponding main file record from the beginning of the main file. So the index file contains a 100-byte header followed by 8-byte fixed length records. So then we have what .dbf. So it is nothing but it is a database table file, a constraint from a DBF that contains feature attributes with one record per feature. So it is a one-to-one relationship between geometry and attributes. So it is based on record number. So attributes records in the DBF file must be in the same order as recorded in the main file. So here you can observe the other file extension that may be a part of shapefile. So it is not a mandatory file where it is used that time we are just considering this file extension. So we have .sbn and .sbx and .atx. Okay, you can also observe in the slide that what is the importance of these extensions. Here in this you can see .fbn, .fbx, .ain. And in this slide you have .aih, .ixs, then .mxs, .prj, .xml and .cpg. So these somehow I have listed out this file extension. You can just refer this. So you may have this extension when you are working on any of the GIS data. Okay, so this is where the practical session. So here I am going to explain you that what is shapefile. You know about the shapefile in the theory part. So what is shapefile? That what we are using as a shapefile in the QGIS software here. So you can see in the layer panel that I have point shapefile. So you can observe here. So this is what the point shapefile, which has a single point. Okay, and then I have lines. So you can also consider it may be a railroad or road. Okay, so that comes under a line shapefile. And then we have a polygon shapefile. It may be a country boundary, or it may be a district boundary, or it may be some water body, okay, lake. So that we are considering in a polygon feature. Okay, so you can observe here. So all this data you can see at once. Okay, and I have told you that we have some file extension that will hold up the data of each shape. So for example, if I take this polygon and if I go with the attribute data, so you can see here we have the information of the particular shape. Okay, so it is a one-to-one relationship between the shape and the attribute data. So here you have this ID and name. Okay, so in that particular country, so what are the states we have? Okay, you can see here this is a state information. Okay, and see, these are the data, and if you go with this line, see, you will be having the information of the lines. Okay, so this, so you can also see, I'll just show you the extension. See here, so this is our the state boundary map. Also we have all the boundary like state, country and also the district. So here you can see .dbf, .prj and .shp, .shx, .cpg. So if I just choose only I want to see the shapefiles, so you can observe here. So these are my shapefiles. You can just directly input into your QGIS. Okay, so this is how the shapefile used to work. So we read in this manner, we read this shapefile in the any of the GIS software. So now here I am using only the QGIS software. So this is how we use. So in the next video I am going to tell you about like how to work, what all things we can do with this shapefile. Like for example, we can do this digitization. Okay, and also we can use this shapefile with the raster data. So what is that raster data? So that you are going to learn in the upcoming videos. So this comes to the end of the session. So in this video we covered the theory of the shapefile, that is definition of the shapefile, and what are the software we use to read the shapefile and to work on the shapefile, and what are the file extension that comes under this shapefile, and which is mandatory and which is not mandatory one. And we have gone through with the practical section that how to read the shapefile in the QGIS software. So thank you very much for watching this video. So if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment box. Thank you.